Aocoed, Nigeria. Good morning. And of course, our deputy, the person of this Dr. Daphne, are you here?
Out to various schools within the state to gain hands-on essential experience and skills with qualified and experienced teachers who will help in the training of our students. Public schools within the state are equipped with properly satisfied and experienced teachers. They will serve as guides and role models to our would-be teachers. This is why not every school within the state is suitable for the exercise. TP is also a way to give back to the society and the state government that is funding our program in the college. Students were advised to build schools closest to their homes or current residencies to ensure a robust participation in the activities of the school of their choice. This move will not only reduce absenteeism but also mitigate transportation costs. Students and supervising lecturers completed their TP registration online for the first time in Aocoed district. The online registration was a success. Over 1,500 public schools were available on the TP portal. A total of 1,568 students registered for the exercise. Only 364 schools were chosen by the students, spanning 19 local government areas across the states. Although local government had over 700 students, followed closely by Badagry that had almost 500. Meanwhile, Alimosho local government had 132 students. On the part of the supervisors, 242 lecturers registered for the exercise, covering 15 local government areas. Pricing, considering the proximity of Ijaniki to others opted for Badagry, while 22 lecturers picked Alimosho. Locations like Ifapo-Ijayi, Oshodi Solo, and Ajerobi were selected just by one lecturer each, despite a number of students favoring those locations. This new system of TP registration has helped keep better records, which will enable the program to get better over time. It may not be a perfect system, but it is definitely a better one, as it has helped address the crisis of overcrowding, which was rampant in the past. The Directorate of Teaching Practice appreciates the support we have received from the management, led by the provost and the entire staff of the college, and we are soliciting for even more support to guarantee a seamless process. Change is never easy, but it is essential for progress. I welcome you all to TP briefing for 2021-22 academic session. Thank you all and God bless.
Guests here, we also want to acknowledge all the deans from the various schools. We have with us the Dean of FBT, Dr. Aocoed. You are welcome, sir. Smith, Simone, and of course, Smart, sorry. And of course, other deans and HODs seated. Sorry for not acknowledging that at any stage. Did you come? Okay. Dr. Ogubote, please, on the item.
This is Sarah Aocoed, Dean Dr. Shirin Ogubote, Dr. Adini A.A., the Dean of the speakers of today. That's Director of Aocoed, welcome, and Dr. Mrs. and Director that refused to come to the high table, all the past directors, and my teachers that are present here. I recognize all of you. I'm here to represent the provost of the college, Professor D.P. That guy currently is out of the state to attend to very serious official issue, at least for the development of the college. Update weekend, she'll be back in Lagos. I want to really welcome all of us to this 2021 teaching practice orientation and seminar. Let me appreciate all the efforts that the director and the entire board they are putting to ensure that today comes to a reality. We appreciate all of you. And our guest speaker for today, I appreciate your preparation towards the success of this orientation. This is a very good opportunity to disseminate vital information that are essential to academic activities and at the same time member of academia in this college. Of course, the only place we meet on regular basis is academic board. But there we only have chief lecturers, HOD deans, and director. But here today, even assistant lecturer they are here, and other levels. So this is a good gathering to disseminate some vital information as far as academic activities they are concerned in this college. Let me start with this. These are some of the information that Provost asked me to disseminate to lecturers. Number one, we have just finished exams. And I know marking and other things, we are about to finish that. And I believe by now, all of us, we've received the academic calendar that combined one from 2021 and at the same time the current session we are about to commence. And we have stipulated and itemized every activity with period we are going to conclude there. Ladies and gentlemen, last academic session we had a very ugly experiences as far as results is concerned. We have to, in fact, we worked throughout the weekend to make photocopy of the result of our previous set. But thank God they've started getting their result after almost about 4 months. But for this year, academic session we are concluding the whole exercise to ensure that our result is released should not be more than 3 months. For academic calendar we roll out, I think probably by next week, the moderation will take place very, very soon. By next week, the moderation will take place. And after the moderation, the business committee will examine the results. Then, we're going to have academic board for the ratification of that result. And after that, the result will be pasted and expected that all our students should start collecting their results. Please, let's cooperate to ensure that this, our time we have outlined for each activity, they are all materialized. In fact, last session, Provost accused me that I'm trying to cover the dean and the HOD, that they need any HOD that fail the necessary thing, there should be sanction. But we try to manage the situation. All the blame, I accepted everything. But this time around, please let all hands be on deck. Let's do what we're supposed to do. That within the next, before December, our result is out. Or first week in December. That is our intention. That results will be out. So that some of our students that they have intention going for direct entry, they will pick their form and fill in the necessary information. That is number one. Number two, I need to inform you from the provost. We are starting this session on the 15th of November this year. Just few weeks to this time. And I've mentioned this in one of the interactive session we have with several lecturers. But let me say it now for all of us. Every one of us that we are taking general courses, I have this good news for you. From the first semester of this college session, paper, pen, writing of exam for general courses is totally eliminated. We are introducing CBT to all our general courses. And I know some of us from other departments, we are involved, not only School of Education lecturers. And with that information, we have started to sensitize some of us that we are involved. And this is one of the things I'm doing now. What is expected of us now is to get your question, I think the first semester exam will come up around February. And before that, we need to get our OBJ question, across to the ICT coordinator and other modalities will follow. For instance, all the laptop that have probably they are not working function, they are not working as expected, or they have some problem or the other, we're going to repair all of them. We are expecting new, set of computer again to enhance that. We're going to use ICT. Apart from ICT, we're going to use library, and we're going to use the temporary office of the provost, that is EdTech Center, as our center for CBT. And we ensure that now we've given the ICT coordinator mandate to ensure that all the systems are properly repaired. So please, we should not fail in this new system we are about to adopt. Please get what we need from you is your OBJ. At least we're going to get more information when the time comes from the ICT coordinator. Then it's going to save a lot of things. Number one, stress of invigilation, bye-bye to that one. And some of us that from other departments will involve in dual invigilation, education, and at the same time your school, that one is gone. You will only focus on your department. And congratulations. Marking is over. You will just get your result. But please, we need your question at least probably around December. Your OBJ question should be ready. I know your HCD will give you further information about that. Learning and teaching activities. On our major hall, we're going to have movable board. And I want to inform you, we have them already now. So by the commencement of second semester, DDP, this all, science lecture theater, or the two and the SPT, we're going to get a movable board, unlike the one behind me, that is not so very visible to the leather. So we're going to get that. And not only that, we're going to have interactive board, and that will soon arrive very, very soon. So we are doing all this to ensure that our campus is moving to next level. Yes. Now, let me just give you this information again. From the information that we have on our platform, that we're supposed to have oath of secrecy today, but it's already shifted to next week. We are planning between Monday and Wednesday. And this, it was the initiative of Office of Special Advisor on Education. They are the ones that asked us that compulsorily we have to do it in conjunction with Ministry of Education, Ministry of Justice, Lagos State. So don't think that the management we are trying to bombard you unnecessarily. It's not our making. It is the doing of Office of Special Advisor in conjunction with Ministry of Justice. Yes. Another information that I need to disseminate to you is concerning our promotion. Yes, we've circulated our promotion timetable this week to all our team. And by now, I think all the day to have probably send a copy to all the HOD. This week is for departmental consideration. Next week is for school consideration. And before the end of next week, probably by Friday or Monday, we want to get all the results from school in the Office of Deputy Provost. And from there, we're going to start internal screening committee to examine everything from various colleges. Now, our intention is that by first week of November, all the qualified eligible people that are supposed to promote, you will get your letter of promotion for 2021. That is our plan. For those that are qualified, please, we don't want a situation that some of the things you consider in the department consideration, in school consideration, on getting to the college screening committee, we now discover that they are substandard. That is not speaking well of the dean from that school and the HOD from that department. Please, let's do a thorough work. We have the condition. All of us will have the criteria for our promotion. Let's go through there and let's do what is expected of us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the problem. And what is the problem? The problem is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment. For the third time, sexual harassment. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest information that has gone to the table of the provost. And it look and when we were having our meeting last week, provost just look at my side, DP, go and warn your people. And we started doing that individually. We started calling them that please be careful. Male, be careful. Not only female should sit up. Male, sit up. Yes, sit up. Because we are getting regular information from our female students. In fact, one of them told us that the lecturer called her and he told her that I am marking your script now. You have 10 all over 60. You better obey what I'm telling you. From a female student reporting our male lecturers. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to disseminate this information to us. Because by the time we're going to take action about this, I feel it highly embarrassed, shameful for me to be a chairman of a panel, investigative panel of my colleagues at any level is shameful. It's shameful. And all of us, we are aware the latest law against sexual harassment. Please, fellow gentlemen, be careful. Be careful and be careful. Please, all the dean, all the HOD, let's go back to our department and our school. Let's give adequate publicity to this information. The level of sexual harassment is increasing day by day. We have some of our women here that are coordinating, interactive session with our female students. I think the last one took place in this hall, about last 2 weeks or last week. Please, the management is warning all of us, our male lecturers, be careful, and be careful. Whether from assistant lecturer to the highest level, let us be careful. I need to give that information to you. Yes, let's talk about TP orientation now before I leave this place. One of the things we have discussed along with the DSA, with the student union, was that no payment of school fees, no assessment. We met the new leaders for student union this week Monday, and we told them, please inform your fellow students, because by going for TP is starting another academic session, and they're going to be there for 6 months. And some of us that will still have children in school, you cannot just spend 2 months without paying the first time, without sending our children away. I know the amount of money I pay where I have my boy in international school. Just TS2, how much more I am spiritual student? Just 15,000 naira. Please, we want all our invigilator or assessor to cooperate with us in this new development. Yes. And I have informed the TP director, is a mandatory condition that we must enforce. We told them that by middle of November, all of them should pay. But Provost told them that, okay, we should relax. Let's make it December. So as we are going on teaching practice, please let's inform them that if they don't pay by early December, nobody will supervise them. And if they are supervised, their results will go nowhere, will not be submitted. And the subvention we are receiving, it is only for salary. It is this IGR, the management use for our seminars, conferences, and many other things. Please, let's cooperate together to ensure that we achieve that. They must pay. It's just 15,000 naira. They have it. Please help us to achieve that. And then please, I want to encourage all of us again. We should not wait till the end of teaching practice before we start submitting our results. Because moderation will soon come, our external moderator will come. We need this result when prepared and grade so that we can go for TP moderation. Please, we want you to turn in your result as early as possible. Lastly, not the least, let me just inform you that some of the projects are going on in the campus. The sports center hall is about to be completed. I think we are having 6 major courts in that place. It's about to be completed. And the ETF hall, it has changed. It's already well furnished, well painted. ETF hall. And in fact, we are proposing that will be the place we'll be having our academic board meeting from the next academic board. And then we're going to AC and everything will come there. The toilet, everything will be repaired. We don't want to use that. We don't want to use that place again for lecture hall. We want to reserve it as a special place for any lecturers meeting or any other meeting. Please, these are some of the things. And I propose actually to tell you that if you notice anything, please say something. All of us, we are monitoring officers. Not only our work and services that are given that opportunity. If you notice anything that is going on in any of our projects, please let us raise alarm. It's for our benefit. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful time in this practice orientation. On behalf of the provost, Professor P.P. after the declare, I hereby declare this practice orientation 2021 open. Thank you very much.
We appreciate all you have said in respect of our work, our environment, and the improvement to have quality living in the college. I want to appreciate you and your team for that fantastic initiative. Also, we want to call on to one of our discussants on quality practice objective assessment and supervision during teaching practice. And that was led and said by Dr. Aocoed. Let us have this. Thank you very much.
My colleagues, I wanted to start on the protocol. Protocol, you can see. The proper protocols, which goes to my people that are seated here. Good morning, everybody. The topic given to me for presentation is quality practice, objective assessment, and supervision during the practice. Everybody sitting here is aware that the exercise, the practice exercise, will soon commence. And this time around, we don't want it to just happen without adding impetus, without adding spices into what we are going to do. And this is exactly why this topic is very necessary. When we say concept, I mean the quality practice, objective assessment and supervision, there will be need for us to look at the keyword there, variables there, which are the quality, the practice, then we marry the two together, which is the quality practice. The word quality simply means maintaining a high standard. A high standard, as we all know, is not the same thing as ordinary standard. Our focus for this exercise is to ensure we have and we maintain a high standard. Then practice simply means doing something regularly in order to improve on it to attain a high standard. It's something we do all the time. But the essence of doing it this time around is to ensure that the high standard is maintained and attained. It also signifies to carry out activities regularly in order to improve our skill involved in it. Then we marry the two together, quality practice. This simply means carrying out an activity regularly with the aim of maintaining and upholding high standard. You will see that high standards have been recurring, resurfacing right from the beginning of all these events. Then, what do we mean by upholding high standard? Discipline means to maintain the level that is considered to be acceptable, or the level that something is achieved in line with the norms, rules, and regulations. In other words, maintaining high standard has to do with looking at the norms guiding these activities. Not only the norm, the rules and regulations must be really followed. Then we will quickly look at the concept of assessment. Assessment can be described as the process of gathering and interpreting evidence to make judgment about student learning. It is also essential among them to provide meaningful report of students' achievement. These are the purposes for which we carry out assessment. Then research evidence has shown that everyday practice of assessment in class is beset with problems and shortcomings. In other words, the assessment we carry out still contains some gaps that we have to bridge. Other teachers also support this claim, indicating that teacher reflection on their teaching practice reveal that they are least confident in the area of assessment. This interprets that we still need to do a lot in the way and manner we carry out assessment to be able to be in tandem with the expected result. Then there are two types of assessment. We have formative assessment and summative assessment. Formative is used to provide feedback to students and teachers in order to promote and enhance further learning. While summative has to do, contribute to the development of student learning for reporting and certification purposes. Then when we talk of objective assessment and quality assessment, there will be need for the assessor, which is supervisor, chief supervisor, to understand his or her role. It is when supervisor understands his or her role that will be able to carry out a quality assessment. The major role of supervisor is to develop the required skills and competencies in the student teacher in order to enable him or function effectively in the basic education classroom. As a teaching practice supervisor, you are required, among other things, to be one, a role model in all ramifications. Able to utilize methods and strategies that can position the student teacher and their pupils at the center of learning, irrespective of all. Our going there as supervisor is to assist the student teacher for him to have a focus so that the objective being set can be effectively achieved. Then also, a teaching practice supervisor must be knowledgeable in subject area and versatile in facilitation of learning. Supervisor must be a prudent manager of time and resources, able to plan, design, and execute programs that facilitate effective teaching practice experience. Also, you should be able to use appropriate resources to stimulate and facilitate the development of assessment of teachers' during teaching practice. Last one, able to observe and assess student teacher objectively. It is objectivity that brings about the quality results. When we are not objective, there is no way we can get expected results, and this will mark the whole exercise. Then we still have other expected roles, which include ensure that student teachers have proper classroom organization. This is very important. Observe their lesson and show them how to plan it. It's our ability to put our student teacher through. Don't let us give them the focus, and by the time you go back to check what has been done, you discover that there has been remarkable improvement in their performance. Also, a supervisor is expected to assess the progress and final competence of student teacher, have experience of teaching and interest in undertaking this task. That very point is very essential because as a teacher, practice supervision, we need to demonstrate what we call analysis. We need to show interest in what we are doing. When the interest is not there, it will be difficult to achieve quality results. Then another one is to focus on monitoring and evaluating the class and behavior in what the teacher teaches in the class. We still need to observe the teaching practice teachers' behavior. This is very essential because the essence is to achieve the positive result. Monitor the teacher's lesson preparation and delivery. We need to guide them, put them through. How did they prepare their lesson plan? Where they are making errors, it is our responsibility to guide them for them to be able to deliver. Why we have to do that is because whatever we inculcate in them, the skill they acquire in teaching, if we succeed in doing the right thing, it will affect our own children. So that we want that we teach our own children. It's not that we teach your children. And those of us whose children have outgrown that level, they are there to teach our grandchildren. That is why we should be ready to do the right thing. Then as supervisors are expected to point out strengths and weaknesses of student teachers, encourage them to improve on their performance. Next slide. Then objective assessment and supervision of the practice require that a supervisor should be respectful of the student teachers and understand them. They are teaching practice to them, they deserve some respect too. We need to respect them. Though the relationship will not be master-servant relationship, we should give them respect. It is when you work up there, you put up a good manner of correction. They will want to improve. But when the face is frowned, you scold them when they are not supposed to be scolded. This will cause serious problem. Then can we move to the next slide, which is very essential. Achieving teaching practice assessment form. This teaching practice assessment form will be given to every supervisor at the end of this exercise. According to what I have here, this is divided into two. I call it section A and section B. Section A has to do with the name of the students. All this information, which is personal data, must be correctly filled by individual supervisors. Then the second aspect of it is called section B. Section C is divided into 6 boxes or groups. We have the first one, preparation. Those issues available to look there, to attract us, are there. What we need to do is to be objective. Then the second one is on presentation. This presentation has the largest score. This is the area where the supervisor must be very, very careful and be objective. Because 52 marks from 100 is a greater mark, we have to be very objective in the way and manner we award marks there. Then the third one is skills of the management of the class management. This is essential because it's expected of the practice teacher to control and manage the class properly. It is when the class is properly managed that effective teaching can take place. Can you please take? We see our other aspect of section B, but let me quickly run over this area, which is very germane. On ethical actions, underpinning objective assessment and supervision of the practice. These are the various activities that some of us carry out that are unethical, that is affecting the quality and objective of our score. Number one is not carrying out the TP exercise with all sense of integrity and professionalism. We are trained teachers. Teachers must have integrity. When you have that integrity, you will not be biased in the way and manner you grade your students. Then, two, not awarding marks based on pure performance but on sentiment. Some of us, we attach sentiment into our grading, which is affecting the quality of our result. When somebody speaks my language, I want to do special favor to him, or somebody from my area, you want to do special favor, this is affecting the quality of delivery. This should be avoided. Let us be objective and do the needful. Then, using TP supervision to establish erotic relationship with student teacher. The deputy provost has spoken comprehensively over there. We shouldn't use that as an opportunity. That is a negative opportunity. Some of us were in habit of appearing as a boss. Get up, you get up. Sit down, you sit down. You are forgetting this student is there for a purpose. You are to assist, not to establish unnecessary overture stylism in order to take advantage of him or her. Then, inviting student teachers to the young people assessment. Some of us do that. It is unethical. It's against the quality of what we do when we are saying we cannot go there to see students on the field. We invite them when this is done and that person is hot, necessary sanction will be effective. Then inviting, collecting gift or present from student teacher. Some of us will use technical way of asking the students. When you get to school, you tell them, please, I am feeling hungry. What you are saying directly is that your student teacher should go and buy you food. This is unethical. This is not good enough. Let us stop there. Some of us are doing, may not be better what we see or that some people are they constantly asking students, teacher for entertainment. But now you are in Madrid, you have to pay second for wine here. That is uncalled for. And you have to pay second here. It's uncalled for. You are not doing the right thing. That is very unexpected of us. Then the last thing. This is equally important too. Role of the practice directory in achieving quality TP assessment and supervision. We talking of quality results, objective results. We are still expecting the directorate to do the needful. When the needful are done, it will make the work easier for the supervisor. Number one of it, teaching practice supervisors to be allocated to the schools close to their residents. This is very important. When somebody lives in Aocoed and is being allocated to by two, we all understand the technical nature of this road. There is no way if that person leaves his home by 5. He may not get there until 1 o'clock. So please, the directorate, the message is for you. Ensure you consider where the supervisor lives, then his school, TP school should not be too far from it. Then the directorate should always welcome and send the complaint made by the TP supervisors. This is very important now. People do have complaints to make. Where you are taking them to, you may have any reason of the location. But when you don't listen to them, you experience from the past is that any teaching practice supervisor that have complained, they will not be listened to. Please, this is very important. We are talking of the quality results. It is advisable that mobilization money should be increased and paid before the commencement of TP supervision. This is motivator. If we can have it, what we have presently is too meager. It's not enough to travel from Badagry down to Aocoed. Tofro, we will have spent that 7,000 times, give it to us. And we expected to go there almost 8 times to assessment. Please, that we need to look into that so that people can be happy, so that people can be motivated to do the right thing. Then, the next one is any TP supervisors should be well investigated before appropriate sanctions are carried out. In a situation where there is a report to your directorate, please, man, a thorough investigation must be carried out. Don't let us jump into conclusion. Let's look into it and try to see whether the person we claim to err is genuinely guilty or not. Then the last one of the basic directorate of TP should also welcome the complaint of the student's teacher. And some of them might have their new complaint that deserve attention. Please, let's give them attention. When they complain, let's listen to it. Consider it and see whether that change this student wants to repair is genuine or not. So having said that, I want to thank you for your patience, to listen to me, and God will bless you.
That is rich, and you're able to touch those sensitive areas of this job. We want to call on Dr. Mrs. Olaleye to come and give us our own discussion on that general comportment and related infractions during teaching practice. Thank you very much.
15 minutes given to me. Speak like
say I give obeisance to all those that are listening to me at this very moment. That's my colleagues. So I'm here to discuss on the general comportment and related infractions during teaching practice. Of course, when we know that the nations that want to rise cannot rise above the quality of the teachers that were in it. Because no education system can rise above the quality of the teacher. Meaning that the quality of the teacher in any organization, any country determines the quality of our education and level of professional development. In this paper, and the talk that I want to discuss, the issues, what are the issues? The general infraction, the related infractions during teaching practice. These are related to the students and also to the supervisors. Conducting the exercise in an office, going to the school where you have been, where you are supervising these students and shouting down on them, it demoralizes them, or handling arguments of student-teacher excuses. Oh, I was there yesterday, but I was having headache. And that's why I just excuse myself that I'm not there, whereas the supervisor was there. Those are the excuses that the students usually have. Expression of mourning from students' teacher by the supervisor, improper dressing to teaching practice schools, poor assessment which may adversely affect the students, and other infraction that we can talk about, which are the major violation of rules that can lead to penalty. So these are the things that we'll be discussing in this paper. But when we look at it, why do we supervise? To know why we must do it effectively. Going by it, I want to look at the Junior Cabinet of New Education Policy in July 2020 stated the importance of teacher education. That we must be able to produce highly motivated, effective classroom teachers. Encourage them also for the spirit of inquiry and creativity. Helping teachers to fit onto the society of the community and the society at large to enhance their community to national objectives. And we must be able to provide teachers of high intellectual professional background and also enhance teachers being committed to the teaching profession. When we look at this, we discover that training as an authorization. The question we should ask ourselves, why teaching as profession? Why going for supervision? Why going for teaching practice? The question is that, why do a non-lawyer go for this, go for the court battle before they can be certified as lawyers? Why do non-medical doctors go for entrance before they can say yes, they have been certified as medical doctors? And what about the CWEs that we do have, the vocational educated students, go for an industrial training? And when we look at this, we discover that the reason why student teacher or prospective teacher should go on teaching practice. So if all these questions and their answers are very similar, then no human being anywhere will have faced some changes that will be avoided, like a popular adage that says prevention is always better than cure, or is teaching time save time. What is supervision in relation to teaching? Just as my co-presenter has presented, he has really said many things, so many things that I will have talked about, but I will just summarize it. When we talk about supervision, a teaching supervision is to improve on method of teaching and learning, to provide the competent teachers, improve on their incompetency, what we have taught them theoretically in the classroom, to go into the field to demonstrate and practicalize it, so that they'll be able to know the effectiveness of classroom management. and then also to create physical, social, and psychological climate. So supervisors and teachers, in this case, participate in dialogue which aim at improving instruction and student learning. We are building these students for future. So building for future entails many things. And what are those things that we must be able to inculcate in the life of these prospective teachers? Because it is not what is poured into the students, but what is planted that really counts. And whatever we supervise them for now is what goes along in the future. So when we look at the supervision itself, it requires a lot of things. The elements of directing, communication, direct contact, overseeing their work, universal activity that will help them over there in the future. And all these are the things that is going to really count in the future, the next slide. So, as a supervisor, we must be able to look at the key acts in this teaching practice. And these are, we look at the teacher, the mentor, and the assessor. Of course, when supervisor, when you know that these are the things that you must be able to do, then when we get to that school, then there will not be any error. Look at the teachers itself, the student teacher, the prospective one. These are the ones that are still under training, which we are guiding, and we want to give them what is the right thing. But we have the resident supervisor right there, who will be mentoring these students. We must not neglect them. And we have the college supervisor that will go there to assess these students. These are the work that we are being given to. And then the principals or the HOD of the operating schools, they are very much recognized when we get to the school. So having known the key aspects of teaching practice, then we know that there are lots of work for us to do. So let's look at why supervision in teaching practice. When we look at the objective, just as I earlier stated, to improve curriculum, to motivate our students, to want to go into the profession even after their NCE level. Because some of them I cannot just stay at home, that is why I just come to NCE to College of Education. After this one, I might not be able to go. But we can change the orientation. And that will depend on how we supervise them. When we supervise them thoroughly and effectively, some of them will be getting motivated. They will love to go in, to study more or to stay in the teaching profession. Just as I am when I was in the secondary school, I never thought of being a teacher. But because that is the call that's given to me, when I find myself there, and since that time I love it. Why? Because of those that are my mentors, those that really train. So looking at the importance of supervision and the role of teacher and practice supervisor, and we look at the objective of this two skills, then we'll be able to know what that we must be able to give to our students. So I want us to go to the instruction and learning. When we look at it, it's going to give us the results. And this result will enable the students to bring about learning improvement. So we have even some of these students where they even talk about it. Student teachers appreciating their mentor, who treated them in respect. So that's why we have some research work. And this student teacher said, I love teaching because of the way that my mentor trained me. That is the various research students will give, that student teachers become motivated to take up the teaching profession after teaching practice because of the constant guidance they receive from their mentor. So let's listen to some of the remarks of these students. The next slide. Say that I am indebted to my mentor. She dedicated her time to ensure that I did the right thing. How much time that we want, because we want to cover the grant. We have maybe some 5 students in that school. Maybe we didn't go there on time. We knew the time that we were supposed to be there, 8 o'clock, they are already in the class. And then we're supposed to spend at least 30 minutes out of their 40 minutes, they're supposed to stay in the class. And because we want to cover the whole students at the time, and we still want to go to another school, so because of that, let me just see your lesson plan, you just plan through it, and up you go, you assess, you go jump to another class for another student, and that one cannot give us an effective supervision. So these students gave this positive remark. That's my mentor. She took their time, and she corrected me. She ensured that I did the right thing. And she inspired me and helped me to translate the theory learned into practical. She enhanced the skill acquired during the course, helped me in the preparation of my lesson where that I erred. She would tell me go back and prepare that lesson note again. And when she taught, she would call me privately and she would tell me don't do it like this, do it like this. So my mentor respects me a lot and she's guiding me very well. She's one of the reasons I have enjoyed the teaching practice. If you can't do that, I think that is the main reason why we must, why this the supervision of teaching practice is necessary. The next slide. But they appreciate their mentor positively. They work very, very, very well in the classes. They help them in their lesson plan and others. Let's go to the next slide. Unprofessional behavior is contrary to the role of mentor. This is the negative remark of one of the teachers, the students said. She just let me all alone, enjoying herself. Come to the class, drinking, doesn't even care the way I teach, doesn't even care the way I prepare my lesson plan. She will even leave me alone and give all the work for me to do, just because I'm a teacher, I'm a student teacher, and she might not even come to the class at all. Such remarks cannot even motivate such a prospective teacher to continue in that teaching profession. So when do we supervise? We are empowering this teacher for visual translation, using our resources, using the time for professional development, peer evaluation, and we are helping them to appreciating them. Even when they were here or they did not teach very well, what do? We still correct them in law. So these are the things that we do when we are the reason why we are carrying this. And these are the engaging activities that we have here. We see the global response there. We saw the support we give to the students. We saw how we actively engage these students. All these are the things that will empower these students. They are giving me sign, please. The next slide. The next slide. So related infraction during teaching practice were unprofessional conduct, shouting at these students. Asking the student that I'm coming from one place, if you see the traffic on the road, if you see where I'm coming from, and then indirectly you are telling that student that when I'm going, you have to do something. All these are unprofessional conduct. Or you are shouting down at them when they were teaching, or maybe where they just did a little mistake, and you shout at them, you demoralize them. You demoralize them and they are not happy, and you see that in fact instead of them to put on this careful attitude, they look at it like, let this teaching practice something just go away, I'm not even interested, I'm not. All these are the unprofessional conduct that we have there. When you look at their dressing, we must be able to correct them. I just feel not only the English dressing, we have even the African attire. That they dress comfortably. Not that as a supervisor goes to school and see a prospective teacher, the way they dress, people really matters a lot. Because I used to tell them there that we are building you for future and you want to go in there to go and teach our students. So the way you dress matters a lot. Not that you are teaching, you are writing on the board and the students are not concentrating on what you are teaching them. They were looking at even the clothes that you put on, or maybe the hair that you are the bad hairdo that you did on the head. So you are not giving them good, good attitude. What you are training them is say, do as I am, because you are the teacher that they are looking at as a role model. And if you cannot dress properly, these are the things where we must go there to correct them. Dress properly, make sure that they do not, they come, they respect even their college supervisors that are there. They come on time and they did the right thing. All these are the things that we must be able to tell them. And then as a supervisor, you must be able to tell them those things that are unethical. Those things that are unethical. As a teacher, we must be able to train, we must be able to tell them, we must be able to point to all these attitudes that are unethical. And when we are able to do that, they will be able to appreciate even our supervision. So, lastly, in conclusion, every supervisor must play a great role in building a future generation of whom we will be proud of. And that's what we start from you and me. You are the supervisor and the supervisor. So whatever that we do, whatever we empower, whatever we inculcate in the life of these prospective teachers really goes a long way in teaching. We should be able to tell them what is right and what is wrong. We ask them for their lesson plan. Some of them, they will tell you that I forgot my lesson plan at all. Then you know that this one they are not serious. Then you'll be able to tell them right there that you are in this profession because you want to assess you rightly. Not that, just give me money or they give you many of them, they can't even try it. When they come like that, say, Mommy wants to give you transport. I say, why? This is my job, I don't need it. And these are the things that we want to be able to correct and be able to avoid. And God will help us in this. And at the same time, we must not tell them to bring their lesson note to our office to be supervising. No, it is unethical. And when we do that, we are not building them for the future. God will help us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. I love teaching. I love teaching too. I want to ask questions. If you have any questions, you need to ask facilitators. Please, let's do. And then, running up this program, 5 to 1, you are welcome, sir. God bless you.
Family of Islamic Studies. It's a pity that the deputy provost is not here, but I believe the message passed across this morning, he must have been given to the directorate. And that's in respect of supervisor not assessing the students who are here to pay their school fees. But the question I have to ask here is that how do we now identify those students? So that it will not look as if we are working against the management. That's the question.
Just listening to the comment made by the gentleman there, Mr. Aocoed. So, although I was not here when the deputy provost addressed the audience. Now, the issue of not supervising students that did not pay. In the first let them on teaching practice, since they have not paid. Because a supervisor cannot get to a school and be asking them of their receipt of payment. It will look embarrassing. And in fact, it will embarrass the college more. You are calling the students to the staff room, and there you are not asking them, where is your receipt, where is your debt. So it is the onus to rest on the directorate. It's not like when we want to write exam. It's different. That one is within the college there that we check receipts. So please, I think you need to discuss that with Paddy. Thank you.
We can do, or what they can do at their level is to stop them. I think that was what we did last year. When they are coming for their letters, if they are not paid, they should come with evidence of payment. So if they are not paid, they shouldn't be giving their letter. So that means they will go to their school. So you can hold on to their letter until when you have their approval of their payment. Thank you. Dr. Remus Ignorance.
Thank you very much.
An addendum to the issues that have been raised about payment. My issue is about eligibility. I remember assessing a student somewhere in the Keja cantonment. After supervising her once, on my going there for the second time, I didn't meet her. So when I called her on phone, she says she is no more interested in the teaching practice. I said, why? She said she discovered that she had plenty carryovers, that she cannot continue with the practice. I said, okay, have you reported to the TP office? She said she does not want to do that. She's not interested again in the college. So I don't know who is eligible or who are eligible for this practice. That is my question.
Like the issue of students not paying fee or paying fee, like as the PP said, we need money for everything. So actually this is a new development. But at times Yoruba will say, "Come on, you need I have to come on there. I'm not an English major. Maybe they can help me interpret." What I feel is that we go to the field. When you see the student, I don't know, I'm not sending you. Maybe you should supervise. Keep the record with you and don't submit to the TP directorate. The reason is this: you have done, you have wasted your money. The time for the teaching practice has time frame. If you do not supervise and you don't have score to submit to the directorate, if essentially the student pays, when are you going to go and supervise that student? And they say that the TP should not post the student for teaching practice. Like the student cannot even pay as we are talking. Is for next section. And the next section, according to the DP, is starting on the 15th November. How are we not going to mobilize the student? The students, the TP has already started. They have not started registration. So how do they pay before teaching practice? And somebody was asking, what are the prerequisites for teaching practice? There are two courses that are prerequisites for teaching practice. That is 213 and 223. If a student fails 213, 213 comes up first semester. If that student fails 213, he cannot sit for 223. And if you fail either of the two, you cannot go for teaching practice. Those are the prerequisites for teaching practice. So every student is expected to go for teaching practice if they pass those two courses. I think, please don't quote me. I didn't say you should supervise them.
So what the director said, when DP, that deputy provost, was talking about those that do not pay, I think he may mention something. Because I said that's the first question that I was having in my mind, that how do we know those that have not paid? Or do we go to teaching practice school and be asking that where to see for school fees? Which might not be, it's not feasible. But he said something. He said, even if you supervise them, their result will not be released, which is okay. So as supervisor, just as the director said, well, myself I'm not saying to supervise, but what we should have even do is we go there, we see supervise and submit the score, but there is a condition there. So if the college management knew the way that they will still collect that money, because their cost will not be released. And once your score for teaching practice is not released, and teaching practice is compulsory course, compulsory course for you to because before you can graduate, you must have teaching practice score. So once you are supervising, because that has time frame 2 years, and the supervisor will submit it, so it's not left for the teaching practice office to know what they will do with that stuff. I think that is from my own. Hello. Eligibility of what Mr. Akudo said concerning that one that he said that he goes to a school supervision school, if you want to supervise a student, and that student said he's not interested because he has many carryovers and other things like that. Well, on your own, what you will do is to write your report. Because they always tell us as supervisors that whenever we get to school, and we see, maybe we didn't see students there, or maybe they were not being found there. So what you will do is that write your report. These students, I go to the school, this is what you said on your report and submit it. So that is it. I think you are not there is no issue, there is no problem like that. That's the
Even if you submit, let's say you are going to supervise the student and you submitted your scores, we cannot upload the student's result. You know that you cannot register if you do not pay. And if you do not pay, it means your name will not be on the portal to upload the result. In fact, some of the students now, their results have not been uploaded because they did not register. Those who are on 300 level that have just passed out. So, I don't know anyway, we can then decide on what to do that will favor you at the end of the day.
I have a question here that somebody posted to me. The question is, why should the school fee be attached to the role of supervisor in assessing the student teacher? the question has been answered already. It's not the responsibility of supervisor to find out whether the TP students that have paid or not. It's not our responsibility because we don't have data. So there's no way to identify any student who has not paid. Duty of the management, who the directorate of TP, to hire that one out and pass the message to us on what we are to do. Thank you.
The French students will be going for seaways at French village and they will not be available for 3 months. So already they have been posted for teaching practice. Any one of us that get to a school and you could not find a student that is French, that has French combination, please, that you don't need to penalize the person. He will come back after 3 months. Please.
Agree on a consensus here on the right way of correcting student teachers when they are teaching. Because there are some errors you cannot really afford to let go like that. Because they stay with the students. I mean, the students they are teaching. So there is need for us to carry out a correction during the course of the lesson or during the course of the teaching. So can we reach a consensus here on the right way to correct them? The right way to correct some errors during the course of teaching. That's what I have to say. Just like that. For example, spelling errors. Because I do it. I don't shout at them, but I do it. I interrupt their lesson. Because I can't just allow it to go like that. So maybe we can reach a consensus on the right way to do it, or how to do it, or when to do it. That's what I want to say.
Since we have not really reached a consensus on what to do in good professional practice, aside from what Mrs. Sarai said, the directors is trying to be on the defensive, that we can either not supervise or not supervise. It's not good. You have to be very specific here. Yeah, we are going for this practice. Whether the student pays or they don't pay, it's not left for us. Let us supervise, submit this course. You know, when we upload results of the ICT, but there was a time when we had a meeting with the provost. The provost wasn't there. The one that we have in the ICT people, issues, if you are there. That was the suggestion I made, that whether a student registers or does not register, all the students' results should be inputted in our results. It's not left for ICT, because I conversed with Mrs. Leshi that it's not possible for us to capture all the results of the students, then after registration, then their results will just be dropping. Because we have realized that some of our students are not even having results at all. Some people spend 3 years here without anything to show for it. That's number one. Number two, if you go by the guideline, NCC guideline, concerning teaching practice course, I think we are entitled to 80 marks, 80%. The rest 20 is for the community schools. TP, directorate, are you taking that into consideration? Thank you.
Still talking about payment of school fees and no school fees. Honestly, I don't think that should be a problem for anybody here on this side. It shouldn't be. College, management, and TP directorate will work it out how the students will pay before their school fees, and before their results will be released. No one here will go to school and be asking for receipts. Have you paid? Have you not paid? It will fall back on the image of the college. So let the TP school and the directorate and the management look at how that can be done. Number two, talking about how to correct students' mistakes during GP. There is no way you will not interrupt teaching when there are glaring mistakes, such that you could find 1% of the student population that may even know that that was a mistake made by the teacher. It is possible. You interrupt such a class. What I do, depending on the classroom environment, that is where I am positioned as a supervisor while the teacher is teaching. If I am closely positioned with the teacher, I move from where I am standing or sitting with the teacher on the blackboard and have a sort of discussion. I point the attention of the teacher to what she has done, and she corrects it. Where I am not close to him or her, I invite the person to please come and meet me where I am seated or standing and make the correction, and she goes back to, make the correction. We cannot close our eyes to some corrections or to some mistakes while supervising. And we must draw back on our own experience too as teachers to be able to correct such mistakes. Thank you.
As regards response to the question of Dr. Osu, you see, there is no harm. Okay, sorry, ma'am. There is no harm we will not correct, especially when it comes to spelling errors. Because it goes a long way. If the teacher is writing something that is not correct on the board, and then the students have copied it down inside their notebook, and we are waiting until maybe when the class is over before we correct them. No. We can do that just like what Mr. Elisha said. So myself, I do it like that. Even if some students, some of the students in the class, if you are not even pointing it to them, even if some students are very brilliant, you even say, I've been in a class like that, why a student point, you have been corrected a teacher like that. So we correct them immediately there. But what we are saying is that shout it down at them, or maybe the way they teaching methodology and other things like that will shout down at them and other things. That is the one we are talking about. That one can be after they finish. But after I supervise those students that are in that school, maybe 5 or 6 students in the school, I will call all of them together and I will tell them my general observation and how they can improve on wherever they are at. Or maybe on the teaching methodology that they have used can use this one, can use this one. Or maybe they're supposed to use it in instructional material, any topic that they have taught, which I knew that they can use instructional material. I used to correct them with that one and call them. And I will tell them that when they are coming, I want you to have corrected all those things that are cited for you. And that is the first thing I'm going to look at anytime that I repeat my position. That's what I'm talking about. But in the area of that error forever, we cannot just allow it to go because the student will come down, and that is so a long way with them. So we correct them.
To give us the closing remarks, let us close that our parks are outside, so please let us wait behind to pick them up. Closing remarks.
You're giving us the support that is needed, and we are also saying that any information that you feel will help us, our office is open, so you can call there to tell us. So thank you everyone. We wish you a successful exercise. God bless.
We give thanks and adoration to him. We thank you for this gathering this morning. We thank you for the wisdom which we have acquired here. As we are going back into our respective offices, we want you to come and thank us, protect us in the mighty name of Allah. We have our people to thank the rest of us. Assalamu alaikum.